Do you know what the most dangerous thing on the spiritual path is? It's not laziness, not lack of discipline, nor the distractions of everyday life. It's a secret enemy that disguises itself as a friend and makes you believe you're on the right track. It gives you the feeling of being special and enlightened. Eckhart Tolle tells a moving story about his father, a man with a very strong ego. As his coffin was carried to its final resting place, it slipped in the last few meters and hit the ground hard. A noise Tolle described as the last echo of an ego that had cried out, "Me, me, me," its entire life. With this, he showed us that while the normal ego is relatively easy to see through, the spiritual ego is a completely different, more sophisticated manifestation. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the unsettling truth about the spiritual ego, a truth that could call your entire spiritual practice into question. Don't get me wrong. Spirituality is wonderful. It can transform our lives, bring us inner peace, and lead us to deeper insights. But this is precisely where the danger lies, because while the normal ego feeds on possessions, status, and external characteristics, the spiritual ego is far subtler. It feeds on your progress, your personal development, and your supposed enlightenment. Imagine that you meditate regularly, you're calmer and more composed, and you notice how other people remain trapped in constant stress. In these moments, the spiritual ego has already ensnared you. The further you advance on your spiritual path, the more skillful this ego becomes. It transforms your progress into new identifications, such as, "I'm so present, so mindful. I'm more advanced than most." Tolle describes this process as a kind of spiritual materialism, where instead of collecting material goods, you collect spiritual experiences, insights, and practices, making them part of a new identity. The spiritual ego has devised three particularly insidious strategies. The first is the subtle devaluation of others. While listening to someone speak about spirituality, the thought arises in your mind that this person still has a long way to go. These thoughts come naturally and unconsciously, and that's exactly why they're so dangerous. The second strategy is an insatiable collecting habit. Like a hamster on a wheel, you constantly gather spiritual experiences, seminars, and methods, always searching for the next spiritual kick, the next revelation, the next level. But the ego may keep searching endlessly, never finding what it really longs for. The third, and potentially most dangerous, strategy is self-denial. You believe your ego has been overcome and start viewing yourself as one of the most egoless people around. These thoughts are the strongest manifestation of the spiritual ego. Yet there is a way out of this trap that begins with understanding that the spiritual ego is not your enemy. It's a natural part of your development, a signpost along the way. The first step to liberation is recognizing it. Observe how your spiritual ego appears in your thoughts and conversations, not to fight it, but to understand it. The next step is acceptance. Yes, you have a spiritual ego, and yes, it will keep trying to claim your experiences for itself. And that's completely fine. Paradoxically, this acceptance marks the beginning of its dissolution. The third step is releasing identification. Your spiritual experiences are valuable and real, but they do not define who you are. Eckhart Tolle sums it up succinctly: the highest spiritual teaching is the simplest. It's not about becoming something else, but realizing what already is. True spirituality needs no identity or validation. It is silent, clear, and free of all self-centeredness. So the next time you notice your spiritual ego piping up, whether through a feeling of superiority, the urge for the next spiritual experience, or pride in how far you've come, smile, acknowledge it, accept it, and let it go. Because real transformation does not start where we think we're enlightened. It starts where we see that we're not, and that's completely okay. If you'd like to learn more about the subtle mechanisms of the ego and how to free yourself from its shackles, Feel free to follow our channel. There are many more videos to come on how to find genuine inner peace beyond all spiritual concepts.